significant amount of parallax. And the parallax that was displayed, I mean, I'll give you 10 pixels, but the reality was that parallax didn't seem to be anywhere near enough. Now, yeah, okay, you can say that they don't need to cross, fine, but I'm not going to give you 10 pixels either, because 10 pixels isn't enough to demonstrate the parallax based on how close the pylon is. It appears to be 600 feet away from the road. So the reality of the parallax issue is, I accept that the maths can explain it, but I want to see it proven. Because the level of parallax on display, if it is parallax in the first place, is deceivingly low. It's because the wavy lines in the first instance, the wavy lines indicate to me that we can't even say that it's parallax, because he's got more bendy lines going on there than curvature of the Earth. We need to see that this parallax point can be proven, and he can do this because, I mean, he may even already have the footage because he's got more bendy lines going on there. I don't know. Then he would need to know how much distance he's traveling on the road, so that we can calculate this angular thing that people are referring to. And if
I was curious about what the speed they were driving at was, because I was trying to work that out. I mean, I think they must. I guess he's saying they were driving like very slow. I don't know, 10, 20 miles an hour or something like that. I'm not sure. It wasn't made clear.
Well, leveled out in chat's just saying dismiss it all. Dismiss it. All of the pylons are showing parallax with under 2 degrees movement. I agree. And then he says, leveled out. Where's he gone? Leveled out. Soundly check my vid. I agree. I mean, you're seeing all the parallax with all the other pylons in the foreground. He zoomed in that far with that little bit of judder. So such a little amount of shudder. We should see the parallax. And the issue is, how much should we see? Now, I accept that they may not cross over because it depends on how far away you are. But I don't accept that 10 pixels is enough to demonstrate parallax. So it's a case of proving the maths, proving what we should see based on the maths, but then actually proving it with real world observations, and literally counting the pixels. If it's down to the pixel level, then it's down to the pixel level, and that's where it is. So we need to see that this is true, because I still don't accept that the explanation to explain it away with maths is strong enough to negate the point. So what I would say back to Soundly is, if you can prove that the parallax is accurate, prove it. Don't just show maths, actually show what it should do with the maths, and then go and do it and show that you've done it, so that it puts it to bed. I think that the criticism against you is still valid. The maths may well explain it, but you haven't at this point proven the explanation by doing it. So I don't accept the maths as an explanation. I do expect you to literally prove it, and the way you're going to have to prove it is show how far you travelled whilst you were driving, so that we can work out the angular movement that the pylon will make as you're parallaxing around it. So we need to know what the distance was that you travelled, and it has to be accurate, so we can say, basically get your GPS positions before and after, and that will basically allow us to do it.
Am I missing something?
So that parallax point, we can pretty much wrap up if he's prepared to explain it and prove it. Because the issue is one of it's perspective. It's how far away really is that pylon, and how much parallax should there be. I don't accept 10 pixels as enough. So it's down to me to Soundly to prove this by showing what measurements he makes in the distance he travels, so that we can calculate the angular momentum size change as he makes that drive. So that's my position on it. Have you got anything further to say, Numi?
Well, like I say, I just I felt like from what I was looking at on the Google Earth images, it was a bit. I guess it was a bit ambiguous.
And so it shows you
looked a bit different to me. And then upon further appraisal, based on people's criticisms, I could kind of. I think it's kind of ambiguous to me at this point, but I will concede that I don't think that the legs necessarily would have to cross over. I can understand how that would. I think it's kind of an ambiguous issue at this point.
Sure. I mean, the reality is, they don't even have to. No, I don't mind conceding that point about them crossing over. That point about them crossing over was making the scale to make the scale. I do believe that they should cross, because he goes past. If you look at the way the image works, he goes at the beginning of the image. It does look like he goes past the point of past the point of parallax. But I accept that he may not. But
I think the thing is that tower is on like a very slight angle. It's kind of difficult to see when you're looking on the Google Maps photos. My eyes sort of perceived that a bit differently when I was looking at it before. But yeah, I think it's sort of an ambiguous issue. But yeah, I do see
it's Photoshop, but it has to be
the criticisms.
The horizon line
entirely
has
unwarranted.
to be there.
No, I accept that it might not be unwarranted, and the guy's just had his comment deleted just because he called me a twat. Fuck off, basically.
No, they don't.
If the pylon's on a slightly different angle, okay, so that would mean that the parallax position is like 1 or 2 degrees out to the left. Well, we can prove that, and it will be up to Soundly to show that that is the case, and he hasn't done that to the moment. And other people may claim a victory or whatever, but ultimately, people's videos. I don't know how many other videos there are out there anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference. It's Soundly's video to prove. And
another thing to keep in mind here is that even if that's the case, it doesn't. That's not proof that Soundly's videos are legit, and there's standing issues that haven't been debunked that we brought up as well. So, and I'm going to bring up another one today. That I had brought up in the first video, and now I've kind of looked further into it and refined.
Okay, but let's come to that last, because that's like the one with the most discussion. Let's deal with the points that he hasn't dealt with at the moment, and the points he's not dealt with. He's not dealt with the guy that was walking. I've not seen any commentary from Soundly on that. If I've missed it, apologies, but he appears not to have addressed the walker. He has addressed the guy that was on the cycle, and he's put it down to a lack of bandwidth caused by 3G internet signal. But I don't accept that, because I can see that there's blocking going on, and that's consistent with the bandwidth issue. But when the bandwidth begins to gain, when the bandwidth begins to come back into the image, you don't get like HD imagery appearing like the way that it shows in the video. The blocking gets smaller and it's localized. But you don't get HD leveling coming back into it at the expense of nothing else coming back in HD.
Right.
You get the blocks get smaller.
Is the sound not coming
There's two
through?
different resolutions happening simultaneously there. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, if I was to
it's going through on
accept that kind of
Ujma, what's it? The YouTube
response.
site.
I would like to see some examples of
I have to turn it down.
Of how of that happening in other situations or something, because I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Sounds a bit odd when we're talking.
I agree.
I can't seem to get it to go quieter. Let me
like just the bicycle. Only just the fine details of the bicycle having a high level of resolution, where everything around it is like 8-bit, giant square pixels.
And even when that bike comes back into focus in terms of the clarity, it does it at a disproportionate rate to everything else in the imagery, while that's gradually coming back in, because that's what that bike should do. It should gradually come back in, and it doesn't. It comes back in with pin sharp. Except that what do you call it? That cycle, the high resolution part of that cycle, is a credible explanation for it. It isn't. To me, that looks again. I maintain my position, which is that cycle was added. He hasn't dealt with the walker at all.
So there was actually a camera there.
As far as I can see, he may have dealt with it, but I think he's going to say in the same point. But I don't accept the explanation for it if he has got one for it, because he's going to argue exactly the same point, because I think it was recorded at the same in exactly the same position. The bandwidth should be the explanation for it if he's using the bandwidth for the first one. But I think he's actually missed that bit. So in the absence of knowing his argument for the walker, we're speculating as to what he explains the walker being. But nonetheless, if it's to do with the resolution of the image, nope. Sorry, I'm not going to accept that. That's not a credible explanation for why we're seeing what we're seeing. That walker wasn't in the imagery. That walker was put in afterwards to make the imagery look real, and it doesn't look real.
That's why we call it lively.
Now, with regard to the hut, his position on the hut is that the angular size difference isn't enough to justify the change of the angle. In other words, we'll still see the south elevation even though we're on the opposite side of the carriageway. Now, I don't accept that, because I don't believe that's true. But you can illustrate that this is not true.
Yeah, I think I can demonstrate that that's not true. That we wouldn't see the same. We wouldn't see the hut from the same orientation from both of those viewpoints. And I know that you mentioned GeoStreamer has.
Yeah, do you want to show GeoStreamer's comment? And whilst you're share screening, make sure you don't share the URL. But I'll just address Island Von Vicious. Island Von Vicious made a point that the legs were orientated differently on Google Earth than what they were on Soundly's image. And he called it in the hang that it was evidence of fraud. And he proclaimed that in our favour. He's changed his position since, and he said that when he's gone back to look over previous versions of Google, that they don't appear to support his assertions from the Hangout. He's apologised to Soundly on that basis, and he's basically removed that appraisal. I mean, that's fine. If Ireland wants to retract that, that's fine. So, I mean, the effect of that is that we didn't make that point about the legs crossing over in the first place. Ireland did. He's retracted it. So as far as that goes, the retraction, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make any difference to me. It wasn't my point. But in any event, he's retracted our position. So just with regard to Island Von Vicious's claims, they've been retracted, and that's accepted. I hope that addresses it for you, Island.
Someone gets it and starts doing
it's just that one point it is. So on that basis, we can move on.
Is that what they're saying?
Are you sharing your screen?
No, not
Is
yet.
that Ali B out there? Hey, Ali B.
Yeah, go on, share your screen.
Asshole.
Yeah. Ali B's not one who don't want telling lies and accepting
present
lies.
to everybody.
He won't have anyone. He blocks me now because he knows I show him up. Like.
Yeah. He said the other day, right? You know, insurance.
Just make sure you're not sharing the URL.
Wherever you tell the insurance company the value of the car.
Present to everybody.
Because they've accepted that by giving you the insurance.
Okay, so
that's what they
before we come to the bird, can we deal with the hut? You know, the square thing.
Anyone who knows anything about insurance.
Okay, so let's look at...
knows full well they go by the book price, not what you fucking tell them it's worth.
They send a bloke round to look at it, and he tells you what you're going to get. And if you don't like it, you can argue. Actually, you can argue.
This is GeoStreamer's comment.
You can argue, but it's a contract.
Oh no, my position might have been a few meters off.
I mean,
however, the angular sizes still match up quite perfectly, and you guys don't seem to understand parallax. The difference in angle between Soundly's vantage point in the photos that I talked about and the one taken. So I'd said 4 degrees, and he's saying 3 degrees, but that's okay.
They do a valuation on it.
Between 3 and 4 degrees. I guess we could say.
Have people buying
I'm fine to take 3 degrees.
And telling
compare that to the 2-minute video you uploaded showing parallax on a line of tin cans. Okay, well,
if it meant that fucking they have to pay
that's kind of a different. That was about a different argument.
That make any money for fuck's sake.
Anthony made that video pertaining to a different argument than the huts. The huts was a separate issue that I have been talking about since the first video that we made.
And to be honest, it's a similar point, but it's a different point because the point I was showing on that particular video has been superseded by another video that I did. It was a homework video, and I showed it at distance. I showed the parallax at distance and zooming in the way the sound did. So in the one sense, the 30 degrees representation by GeoStreamer was accurate on the first video, but not accurate on the second video. The second video that I showed was based on, it was basically about half a degree. It was minimal. That was more comparable to Soundly's video, but essentially it's the same point. So although he's gone with the 30-degree one from the first video, if he compares it to the 2-minute video that I did the second video in the 30-minute response video, I think you'll see that when you're comparing the two. That's his hallmark, isn't it?
Do you know what he said? Do you know what he said about the pylons on the water? He said because the concrete towers are above the water. And they shouldn't be. They should never go above the horizon. Then it's obviously flat. I mean, what? I mean, try and work that one out.
You see that?
It's quite amusing, isn't it? Show us the curve, and I'll believe it. So we show them the curve, and then they.
What is this crap? All they're doing is just changing it to show the different colours and to remove colours.
More than about
I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, without being rude about the P900, it's not the greatest camera in the world.
Let's focus on that last line he put there. Yes, Anthony, we expect the southern side of the shed to look pretty much identical compared on both pictures. I don't agree. Do you agree with that?
You know, you're not going to get the best
and I can demonstrate
images out of something like that.
That wouldn't be the case.
Certainly not under those conditions. I mean, at the end of the day,
let's
don't
demonstrate how it's
the
not
world is
pretty
going
much
to care
identical,
less.
because this pretty much identical claim is nonsense.
Yeah. Anyone who drives past the place every day is going to see the curve for themselves.
And what he's doing is he's under-exaggerating the importance of the 3 degrees or the 4 degrees. He's trying to make out that the 3 degrees or 4 degrees is basically the same, and it clearly is not. So go on, you explain what this is showing.
Okay, well, I guess it would be helpful to also show the.
Oh my gosh, what are they arguing about? These claims are stupid.
Oops. Or show what we're just discussing here, which okay, so if I pull up the.
Quick, talk while it's quiet.
Okay, so what we're talking about is this hut here.
Guy is zooming in on the
photo that we
and saying that
discussed.
there
This
is
is the
no
first thing.
parallax
This hut here.
Yep.
And
it looks the same.
And then what the argument that I was making
on 2 different frames,
or sort of where I have arrived with this argument recently is.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I mean, there's nothing you can show them or do.
I'll call up and we can just freeze on
that. It's just they want to believe something.
Right.
They're going to believe it. There's nothing you can do to convince them. So we have to get into the into the real meat of the subject, which is pointing and laughing.
So
that's all you can do with a flat.
So when he's so what Geo Streber is referring to when he says 3 degrees is the difference of the vantage point.
I can't understand that. I don't really know how
this and this. These are not the same hut.
I use this software called OBS.
This is one of the huts
in this
crashed.
It did this the other day.
Run parallel to each other up the side of the cosmos.
It's not doing anything at the moment.
So he's saying between this vantage point of
so does OBS work on top of Hangouts?
Seeing this hut, which is parallel to that hut, is a 3 degree difference.
Yeah,
let me just say what I see.
Run the Hangout,
I see the exact same orientation as if the image on the right was taken from the position of the image on the left.
Stream that through the live stream.
Hey, can you guys hear the
they both seem to
YouTube video in my feedback?
Facing us only. And,
that's fine.
No,
I don't hear anything.
It's as if
I'm just making sure y'all can't hear the YouTube video. I'm playing the YouTube, their live stream. I'm just making sure y'all can't hear it.
On the left I'll see the pipe that comes off the building from the right-hand side. If you're going to put your mouse over so that people can see what I'm talking about.
Liley's on with a tick on it.
Yeah, that pipe that comes off, there seems to be 2 verticals that come from the pipe. You've got the first vertical that's not the pipe, and then you have the other vertical that is the pipe. On the right-hand image, you can see that that's obscured by that sign. But if that was there, we would get to see exactly what the proportions of
I'll tell you what, I'll just remove
signs in the way, which is such a bummer.
And we'll watch
that would be the point that they could then use to say, well, that's where the 3 degrees is being hidden. But even so, I still don't agree. But it would be nice if that sign wasn't there.
I don't think they could say the 3 degrees is being hidden there, because what we're talking about is the other faces of if we can ignore the pipe basically for this particular argument. We're just talking about what faces of this shed would be visible at these angles.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is that
not coming from
what it looks like is that how it appears is that we're looking at this from more or less the same angle.
Mute yourself. Mute debate Flat Earth and see if it stops.
This
the trouble with all this science.
Photo is slightly tilted.
Good idea.
Left.
Just voodoo. Just voodoo. It's not real science. It's not
exactly square, but you can see that.
Yeah, stop.
Pretty much the peak of the roof is in the middle.
That's it.
Similarly to,
you just have to be quiet, right?
I can't draw.
Hey, that's not for me.
It's a video, but it's we're seeing it's you could
still
think of it as a
going on
cube.
here. All right, I'll turn it off.
Hang
on.
Face of the cube.
Agreed.
I found this website that allows you to visualize
might be able to hear it in mine. Do you hear it
now? Yeah, we could.
No, can't hear nothing.
45 degrees on this website shows the cube facing just with one face, and the elevation angle doesn't really come into play in this, so it's not important. If we move this, if we change the orientation of this cube, so I'll open another window.
Sadly.
What's that?
Did you put? Yeah, I hope you put a CGI dodo in there somewhere.
No, that's next time.
Yeah, you should make up a fucking new one with a sign and that on it, with a big sign.
I'll go with
zoom
3
into
degrees.
the sign. It says, "Lily, fuck off, you
as per
cunt."
Geoscaber's request. So if I put this to 42, and we see that we're still going to see one of the other faces.
You've done the exact same with
which
that
is a real big problem for the credibility here, because I don't believe that we're seeing anything like that in Salmu's video.
Yeah,
we should see an angular difference.
I just brought that up the other day. I was like,
we shouldn't
as soon
see an
as
angular difference because they should be identical.
Been just buried by all the evidence, I'm just going to keep piling on him.
It's only 3 degrees.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to make a point about how he did the same exact shit to McWest. And McWest just backed away from it. I wish McWest would just come out and thrash his ass.
I beg to differ.
Well, the thing about
I'm going to bring up Geo's comments again, just so we can
every time he comes at me, I just want it just motivates me to freaking do more.
Because this is where
that's what you want.
For me, this is where we show that Geo's
maybe so, but eventually.
Yeah, now, and like you could hear it in Riley's voice, he started getting annoyed. But I mean, that's what they need. A few more flatties to say, look, shut the fuck up about saying people are liars. Prove there's no curve.
Well, they can't, can they?
No, obviously not. But that's why they attack the person, I suppose, isn't it? Because they regard it as an easier target.
It's all the problem is when there's so much curve about, you can't show it's flat.
It's obviously rotating. They're like debunking themselves. I love this stuff. Did you guys happen to see my video on breaking down how much it should rotate?
Pixel shift of alignment.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no, there we go.
Well, it's like if I'm very, very gracious, it's around 1 degree. That's how much it should rotate. 1 degree. And it's probably less than that, actually.
I don't think it's changed. I think social justice is claiming it's changed. So, I don't think there's any change.
Someone
there.
said Ray out in the chat, so maybe it's
you know what? I'm just repositioning. I'm just realigning this slightly, and I think that was the problem, maybe of the 1 pixel.
I saw someone say Hooray out in the chat, but I assume maybe Lily had stopped.
You're going to have to represent. That was just the.
It's a lot better though. Obviously, Jeremy's managed to find something that adjusts the volume.
Right, I rebooted it and removed him. So yeah, that didn't work too well. I need to work on this OBS thing a bit. So, but we can all just watch it if we need to, can't we? It's the same old bollocks about fucking birds not moving. I mean, what a load of idiotic nonsense.
Right, it was at 1 pixel in the previous.
So is this a bird sitting on a nest?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I think we're back on that.
Way.
Did you see the beginning, Jen? Where he had them pictures of the 3 women in some kind of I don't know, fucking software.
I mean, the parallax of the pylons.
I think they've got like some 3D software thing. Some really advanced 3D software. Yeah, I've seen him show that thing.
So they had 3 women, like, and they was all different sizes. The first one, the head was like a third above the horizon. The second one was as tall as the horizon, and the third one was below the horizon. His argument was the third one should never, don't matter what perspective you've got, it should never go above the horizon. And he zoomed in and zoomed out, making the women go backwards and forwards. But they're all different sizes. They're not the same size. You know what I mean? And his argument then was, the bottoms of the towers, they've got concrete pillars that go into the water. Because they were above the horizon, that means it's a flat plane.
Moving away from us, and it isn't.
I mean, work that out. It's fucking utterly ridiculous.
It has to be by about 30 pixels. That's the scale that we're talking about. Because if we're going to give them the parallax on the pylon, that's 15 pixels max, 12, 15 pixels. This needs to move a similar kind of amount. Because that's what happened. And it isn't doing it. It's static as you like.
I remember listening to Lily when he was on one of his Blackpool trips, supposedly taking pictures of Blackpool Tower, and then because what he was looking at wasn't lit up blue and white as Blackpool Tower was scheduled to be for the night, he claimed that they must have not put the lights on.
Right.
So it's like, no, they didn't. It was a light. And actually, Rizzler, who from over in ED, who lives nearby, was walking his dog on the beach that night, and he said, no, it was lit up like it should have been.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I can't hear soundly. Is it just me?
What?
So yes, and then the other.
Oh right, sorry. Your icon is doing that sort of thing where someone's told me you've got something in the background, which is just not audible, but it's making it look like you're talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was. Well, maybe you heard me laughing. I'm trolling the comments right now.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Ali B's out there providing the entertainment.
And we're going to see 455 minus 47. 408 divided by 30 frames a second.
Flat Earthers doing maths now.
Oh no. That never works.
Do you guys follow me on Twitter at all?
I don't really use Twitter.
No, I don't. I don't do Twitter.
Okay, well, my Twitter handle is Skeptropolis. Okay.
Right.
Which I put on all my videos. And right now there's a Skeptropolis in the comments. I'm going to give you two guesses on who it is.
4.8 seconds. No, the first part already.
Okay, it's not you, and it's someone that doesn't like you.
No, it's me.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I'm basically playing the flat earther.
This What World guy that's in that chat, he was basically, he's a flat earther, and he was telling him how stupid he thought they were earlier. Well, not, he was being a little bit more polite than that, but not much.
Sorry, I gave the wrong frame there, so it's going to be maybe less than 13 points because I'm using frame 71. I just had to find the frames that were too blurry to use. So
again, we're looking for the rotation of the bird. So the bird's looking in one orientation. We expect him to change his orientation and come round. So it would be more backwards, looking at it back.
Wow, look how terrible that.
Their claim is that there isn't a single pixel difference in these two images.
So all you got to do is take a screenshot of the bird, the closest bird.
There we go.
Whenever it enters the frame, when it leaves the frame, and you can see more of its beak. You can see the rotation in its head. All you got to do is look at its head.
Right.
It's right there. I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, they aren't anywhere. Nothing like that. They're flicking between them now, and they claim that there isn't a single pixel difference.
The tip of the beak
is what they say.
There's no single.
Yeah, well, like this is very tiny. I mean, this thing is
if
what,
their premise is it's a CGI bird in the first place.
30 or so
you know what's
pixels across image. It's a really tiny detail thing. So
put that in as well.
Whatever, the minute amount
you're just poisoning the world with that shit.
There's a bit of blurring that happens around it.
How much rotation would we expect to see?
Rant
it would go more
movement
from behind.
Quite a bit, because this is here. I'll recalculate the.
Wow.
I'll recalculate the. It was.
Does anyone know what he means by the elbow of the people?
55.
What the fuck does that mean? Is that kind of some kind of slang?
Minus 71 divided by 30. Divided by 30. 12.8 seconds.
Is that Geordie for something?
Of a 12.8 second segment of the video showing no rotation whatsoever. I think that this one intuitively, if we look at, I'll show you roughly what we're looking at here, which is So this bird comes into frame, and then we're on. Okay, I'll try to. So we're on this. So we're on this side, and then we're away. Oops.
Okay, the elbow of the people was a signature
way
move
over
by
here.
The Rock
So what's that?
from
30
WWE.
versus 15. So yeah, it's a little bit less than that because I did 13.8. So yes, yeah.
Thanks for that, Steve. As you can see, this channel is just a font of knowledge.
Yeah, that's a factoid. Gonna have more
So 13.8. So this is 14 seconds. So intuitively, it's pretty easy to see that.
Coming at you from the streets, mate.
And like whatever, this is just like
look at the angle that the pylons are going off on the left compared to the angle they're going off on the right. That bird should not be in the same position because the pylons have changed. The bird is not.
Right. So we've gone across. We're driving across, going off this way, and then we cross the middle line between the pylons, and then we're going off this way, and we're still seeing this bird from precisely the same angle, and that's doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I'm claiming that is proof that I was right about these birds being two-dimensional composites.
I agree. I agree on when you add up the three elements that we just looked at: the nest, the big bird, and the little bird. None of them.
Everyone's clear. If you watch the previous hangout that we did, I showed the eagle. I demonstrated the same phenomenon with the same technique that's been used with the eagle. Now we've got the nest and the smaller bird.
There's two comments here I'm going to address.
So I'm saying,
debate Flat Earth and more. Parallax thing.
He says that, but he never invites me, and he's blocked me on every channel to communicate with him.
Yeah, true.
So it's about rotation. I don't think I understand the question. The parallax things need.
Yeah, I mean that's what he does. Is he says that
you have now decided they don't
think he's fair
and don't really understand the question. Imric says
he's blocked me from every. Like, there's no way for me to even say sure. Let
crazy. The 2 pixels you are comparing.
And then whenever I have actually said sure, let me.
Do you agree that there's 3 pixels of rotation there?
He's lying.
Yeah, I see him in Jamie's chat the other day saying he was going to snipe him or pass the link to other people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, sure. When have I ever sniped him? Never.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do it.
And he believes everything you tell him as well because he believes you're a shield because you've got it on your icon. So maybe you should put some other things on your channel, and then he'll believe them as well.
Not flat, shield. And so whenever he says, "Oh, you're,"
it's amazing, isn't it? You're 99.99% a liar, but the 0.1% that you say you're a shield, they believe. It's amazing, isn't it?
Fucking slow chat. How annoying. I have a lot to say, and I can't say it all in 200 characters. So sometimes I have to, what's the phrase, conjugate or something. So I need them to be next to each other, else it doesn't quite make sense.
So there's this guy, Shanaz Shin. Have you seen that guy? He's done a bunch of videos with debunking Riley, and
Yeah, I think
one of the first ones was the bird. Like this is all like Riley is constantly doing things that we can do time travel debunks on. Like
right, yeah.
Just get back in time. You've already been debunked.
Guys, make the effort to fill the dead air.
What I don't understand is how much rotation is he expecting to see on this bird?
I don't know. I mean, it's just conjecture, isn't it? I mean, he goes, you know, Soundly shows him the maths of how many degrees he actually moves, and he goes, "Oh well, you can prove anything with maths," which is just bollocks. You can't.
I didn't even show him math. I like drew lines on Google Earth. How is that math?
And now he's now he said it's not consistent with the parallax. But what calculations has he made? How is he? What is he? Where is he getting his baseline for what the parallax should be? Where it's just his opinion of what it should be.
This is what is highly ridiculous. He's trying to claim that Soundly's gone on to the hassle of making this fake film. He's put a fake bird in there, but he's fucking forgot to do parallax and things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what the fuck?
I know, it's ridiculous. And you can say, I mean, even he says, oh, well, there's parallax in the bars behind, because one of the shots of the bird has got a fucking strut behind it, and the other one hasn't.
Oh, how much on the bet they don't fucking mention curve once?
Right, exactly, yeah. Oh, apparently he's going to do that. That's his big reveal for tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think he's got someone else coming on, and they're going to address the curve, he said. Anyway, I've fucking got to eat. I haven't eaten since yesterday. I'm going to faint.
I know a company that can deliver to you, Jeremy.
Sorry?
He's bringing on this guy.
He's bringing on a company that can deliver food.
Yeah. Let's
oh, is he doing it now, Soundly, did you say?
So he's bringing on a guy named Andrew John, who is a local guy that has a couple like flat Earth observation videos where he's filming the causeway from different places.
Right.
They're not too biased then, being flat earthers, are they?
I've been meaning to go back out to there. He actually, one of his observations is really cool, even though he thinks it's flat Earth evidence. It's not, but it's the sun setting behind the causeway, and you can see like underneath the bridge, like you can see the sun setting like underneath the bridge, but the sun's like huge, right?
Right.
And you can see the edge of the bridge with the sun coming in. It's actually a really cool shot.
Wow.
But not flat Earth evidence. But I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get Andrew John and this other guy. Just saw him today, Riley. Anyway, there's another guy, local guy. I say local. He's Lake Charles, which is on the other side of Dandy, actually. So, anyway, two guys that are close enough that we could meet up. Two flat Earth guys, and then me and Dandy would meet them and go and do the observations. There you go. I think if we did that, then what can they say at that point? You know?
Right. Yeah, that would. Well, like I say, they'll say you've drugged them. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys.
Right. It's all gone quiet.
Yeah, Soundly's claiming you said 2 degrees. Did you say 2 degrees?
I said 1.1 degrees, and that was the maximum. That's actually way too much. It's probably more like a half a degree.
Right, because he's got 1.7, 1.9, and then he says, well, it's around 2 degrees.
So it is rotating? Is that what he's admitting?
No, that's what they're saying, the movement that should be there. Either the movement of you was either 1.7, 1.9.
It should be less. It should be less than 1.1 degrees. That's what it should be. I showed that in a video just like a couple nights ago.
Well, he's not even quoting you. He's quoting that Shanaz. I'll read you the exact quote. He says, Shanaz Shin calculated it's 1.7 degrees, might have been 1.9, but it was around 2 degrees.
It was, I think he said 1.8, and his was not a calculation. It was also a very generous estimate, and it was generous being like, okay, we're going to go like way on the other side over here, and then way on the other side over here. So it's got to be somewhere less than this, and it is. I mean, it's less than. It's actually I mean, more realistically, it's probably like half a degree. 7 maybe.
So he's way off there.
Yeah, but even so, 2 degrees. Put a protractor on the table and rotate a Rubik's Cube 2 degrees, and tell me if you can see that from 100 feet away.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is what's commonly known in the trade as clutching at straws.
The other thing, actually, we talked about, I don't know what they're talking about right now. What are they talking about?
That's the same types of conditions. I mean, I don't think there's any conditions that could create that. Or what are they going to say, refraction? What do the trolls have?
Like whenever you have that, I can tell you that with the P900, when you zoom in at 2,000 millimeters, right, the foreshortening is like, it is really wicked, right? Like when you're looking at something that's a long ass ways away, it does look like, what's that view that you see in like 3D programs? Like it's very like there's very little perspective, so to speak. I forgot what it's called, orthogonal or something like that. Anyway, so like whenever you're looking at things that are like really far away, they seem to be like really close.
That's kind of a property of very long focal length lenses.
Yes, exactly. That's the normal property of long focal length, of high focal length lenses, right? So you expect that they call it foreshortening, right? And I do have an observation that I've released just recently on YouTube in a public playlist, but all the videos are unlisted. But it's this picture where I'm looking at this observation. It's a 5-mile observation down a railroad track, and what I ended up realizing is that I'm actually seeing a building above I'm looking at a building that's 5.2 miles away, and I'm actually seeing another building above it, like the top of another building above it. And I couldn't at first identify what that building was, and I realized it was because I was looking too close. That building's actually like another 2 miles away, so I'm actually seeing a building that's 7 miles away above the building that's 5 miles away, and it looks like they're just like right there on top of each other.
Yeah, it can be deceptive.
So they can't wrap their head around that, because I think it's just because they haven't had enough experience looking through something that shows that type of foreshortening.
Well, let's be honest, they can't wrap their heads around much at all, can they?
Yeah, they don't really grasp 3D in general.
They don't grasp reality, so what chance have they got with anything technical and difficult?
Exactly.
I mean, they're not thinking people. That's part of why they've been selected for Flat Earth. It's all part of. They're on the hairdresser's spaceship, aren't they? The one that they send off first. To make sure that everybody gets a good haircut and a sanitized telephone when the rest of the population arrives. If you read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll remember that.
Yes.
So these guys have been selected by the scammers to be the stupidest of the stupid, so that they can kind of milk them for every penny. They don't have a lot of money, the kind of people that they attract, but it's the principle: stack them high, sell them cheap. I mean, if you get a little off a lot, then you can go on holiday somewhere nice like Thailand or.
Are you talking about Dubai or whatever?
Oh, yes, yeah. I mean.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't have to get up early in the morning and go sweep roads, does he? Not like his followers.
Nope, he's just chilling over there.
Sitting on the beach waiting for them to cash their benefits checks and send it to him.
Yep.
Yeah, Brenda needs a link. I don't know how we're going to get you a link, Brenda, because I sent you a requesty thing in Hangouts, which you never answered. I haven't got an email for you, or I'd send you a link.
Who?
Brenda. Oh, hang on, I have. She has got. Oh, she's. Oh, sneaky Brenda. Send me a message when I'm not looking. Now I've got to find the. Hang on, I'm just going to send Brenda a link to the Hangout. I'm just going to do that right now. I hope that's it. That should work. That should work, Brenda. Yeah, I just looked. Put it in chat. It's safe. Okay, Ali. Right, I'll just paste the link into the chat. Right.
Does anyone know what Anthony's even trying to say here? You know, I don't. Is he saying?
I didn't realise he was.
Sorry.
So I didn't realise he was live at this moment.
Oh, I see.
I can't be.
I'm not even sure what he's trying to say. I mean, is he saying that the nest should be moving? Is he saying that the nest isn't moving, so it's CGI? I mean, what is he trying to say here?
I mean, the only thing you can rely on about Riley is if his lips are moving, he's lying.
We kind of want to stop legalization of cannabis, why? Because they won't get any money because they make loads of money from shit. Hello? Sorry, was I muted?
No, we're listening to
okay.
Smiley.
Anthony Miley.
Oh, I can't hear. Oh, Brenda's in. I can't hear you, Brenda. No.
Because we're changing.
Well, I'm also showing that this building is the wrong color.
Yeah.
And that, I look forward to seeing people's insane rationalizations for this, because this is just
he was about
beyond
to
the pale
here.
Like, this is a real fuck up. This is a bad fuck up that they did.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, somebody's just said that Anthony is messing with us. That is all. How am I messing with you? All we're doing is using their evidence to show that there is no rotation in the building, and there has to be.
What is Anthony right? His excuse for leaving us is
it sounds like he's messing with you, and if you're going to be pissed, you know, for you, I know that some of you out there are trolls.
I'm not watching
who are just trolling flat earthers because it's your hobby or your job, maybe, but some of you out there probably, you know, think of at least can regard yourself as genuine skeptics and have some kind of intellectual.
It's got just a whole fantasy built around this, hasn't it? That this agent.
Yeah, I had a go at Nummy, man.
You know, that's faking. I mean, it's so ridiculous.
Should I do like a live debunk on this one? I feel like I should.
Yeah, I mean, I did have it running, but it was a right mess. I couldn't turn the damn thing down.
Let me get Google Earth up here. Show this guy how much of an idiot he is.
Anyone can flick over and watch his channel and see what it is you're referring to. Yeah, I'll stick you on present when you're ready.
Let's see. I'm not sure where those two pictures are. Let's see. Let me see what that. Let's see what. Where's this picture? What pictures does he have here? Does he have the numbers? No. All right. So one of them is in between the bridge. Okay, I know that one. And the other one.
They're saying the building's a different color at the moment, or am I not back a bit? No.
They're saying that it's not rotating.
Yeah,
no,
but
they're not saying it's a different color. They're just changing the color that shows up. They're changing the channels.
Oh.
To make it look different. Yeah.
Okay, so what is that one right there? I'm trying to figure out what angle that is there. So that had to be taken from, I think, the levee.
In this image, this thing from under.
Yeah, that was above levee, I think.
Because if you look at from the start of this video, we're at the water.
I can't remember exactly where that one is. It might be in the garage. It's either the levee or the garage. I'm not sure.
It
doesn't really.
Taking this shot from, and then he comes in on it, but
anyway.
Sort of
are you guys seeing my screen? I didn't.
Represents the bottom of the platform.
I don't see it. No.
First, but then I found that a little confusing.
That's because I'm not sharing like an idiot.
More closely, and I found that.
All right.
Actually, there's sort of a trapezoid shape to the
all right, so
itself.
there's one picture that's taken from like.
There is actually just this surface.
I think it's from this garage actually.
Is that clear enough?
I went to the top of this garage right here, so I think it's about right here.
You're not seeing the bottom. What you're seeing is the surface.
Is the one that's taken from the left side.
And in those images, and so what I'm pointing out as a sort of problem of the perspective is that the only way you could see this from this without seeing any of the bottom at all would be
there it is.
Center, middle, on. Like in fact, there'd have to be some sort of perspective distortion either of the top or bottom of this one way or the other. And then also this fence, if we go back to this, see this fence wraps around like that, right? And so if we should be seeing a line here. Like if we were to follow if I use the line tool, and if we were to follow the vanishing point.
Angle 1. How about angle 1?
And then my preliminary investigation of the vanishing point of this picture shows that
I didn't get the heading.
And we'll come back and go more into detail about this.
Oh well, I you know what? Actually, I should.
Now it's definitely
probably should have done it the other way around. That's what I should have done. I should have done this.
It's just an interesting study.
All right.
But
this is what I should do.
That.
So get rid of this guy.
Seeing the fence
and
across there.
Let's just do this.
Okay, just tell us the software that was used to do this.
Just start here.
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't matter really. I mean, I could guess that. I kind of have hypothesized about that and other things, but
so the one picture in between the bridges or in between is like right here.
How would that
heading 188.75?
This claim? I mean, this is
and the other one is like right here.
There's 1,000 different software.
19.4. So we're talking about a 2 degree.
What I can prove is that this is a fake image.
2.5 degree rotation.
And and we can
I
do
see
things
that
like
one's
this
probably
as
more
well.
like right here.
We can cut out pieces and show that
189 versus
exactly.
188.
They match, and we can go
188.6.
How does anybody in chat see that? If
190.
Perfect overlay?
It's about 2 degrees.
Despite changing their position so much.
So the expected rotation, I think, between those two pictures should be 2 degrees.
And then on this layer, and look at that.
How can anybody argue that these are real in terms of that they have to rotate?
Yeah, that's from 3 different angles.
I've lost my mouse.
Elevations and angles, and look at that, 1 to 1.
Look at how the bridge in the background shows the angle of one, and then the huts in the background of the other one show the angle.
So
and it
2 degree rotation.
How can that do that?
Yeah, that's definite proof of total fakery. I mean, I think that this is actually the most damning of all of the evidences.
They've got
2 degree
definite proof of total fakery now. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Cut out chunks from and compare.
So there's your 2 degrees right there.
I mean, save with this image in particular, it's coming from a very low angle.
I don't know what it is. They just want it so bad.
Like
it has to be fake. That's all there is to it.
I mean, the problem is there's nothing you could do or show. You could send them into space and they'd say that it was all fake. There's nothing you can do or show them. I mean, I don't know what Riley gets from this, apart from I think it's just a need to feel like he's somebody. That's the only thing I can think of that he gets from it. Or he might try and cash in at some stage.
I just wanted to finish this point, which is that this is
sooner rather than later. But
the angle of the
he's certainly got no self-respect.
Clearly taken from a
What's he going to cash in on?
Well, I don't know. This is the thing. I'm not sure where they think they can cash in. I mean, I know that people like Meth Power Hose, he's trying to make Flat Earth into a big worldwide thing. He was going to get like $10 million to go to the South Pole and find the hidden continent or something, wasn't he? When he started out.
They should,
and now he's found out that Flat Earthers are more broke than he is. He's kind of a bit up shit creek without a paddle.
Of the bottom of this.
Mm-hmm. But this is what I don't understand what they get from it.
We don't see that.
Skeptropolis asks.
I agree. I'm mystified by it. All I can come up with is what you said, which is that they are.
They're taking.
You know, he just wants the views. He gets the kick out of being somebody. You know.
That's right. Yeah, plus he gets it's some kind of his 15 minutes of fame because 50 dribbling idiots are prepared to watch him every night.
Do you know if these are the Raws, or do you know if these are the ones that have been
good? If that's what gets you jollies.
I didn't really look into the. I just took them.
And they're already repeating these idiotic arguments.
Got the videos by
screenshotting that Robin, you know,
so
Project Eli.
Yourself, you'll see. That works.
Going on about, cyclist appears out of nowhere. You know, all the shit that he's come out with, she's repeating.
I think it's pretty easy to just see that.
That's unbelievable.
Pretty much this. I mean, I just saw it. I was like, wow, that's the same thing, and then I brought it into Photoshop, and oh yeah.
Yeah, Stanley, Twitch got a question for you. She asked, tell us once and for all, did you use any CGI or Photoshop images in any part of the video?
This is an extreme issue here.
No. Seriously, is that a real question?
Of this when we're looking
well, it appears to be, yeah.
There's no difference. There's got to be.
Does anyone know what he's even trying to get at?
Wait, where is that question?
It's in Jim's chat.
Oh, we're live right now?
Seeing,
yeah.
Okay. Well, no. There you go.
Faces and every detail.
I have never used CGI ever. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to do it. But what I have done is asked YouTube to stabilize some videos and autocorrect some videos, and that's the one he's going on and on about with the little the blurry bar or whatever. I think he brought up at one time.
And if you
it's the 2 of 3 video where the middle bar looks like it bends, like it waves.
Well, no, fucking
that's just YouTube stabilization. The raw video is linked in the description. It's like the second line in the description. He never looks at that one for some reason.
This is.
But does anyone know what he's even trying to get at here? I'm a little confused. He's saying
the problem is they don't understand what they're talking about, so clearly it's very difficult to explain something in a coherent fashion if you haven't got a clue what it is you're talking about yourself.
Well, no, I think it would be fun.
I mean, he has to be pointing at something here. I mean, he's saying that when you move the camera, the nest should be move at least a little bit because of the wind or something.
Yeah, his overall premise is that the whole video has been faked, and he's trying to find holes in the video, i.e. the bird's not rotating enough, there's no parallax between towers.
You mean there's no parallax, but you can't just measure that?
Well, how do you have parallax? I don't understand if you're just using one single lens. I don't know what they mean by parallax.
Well, because he drives from the right-hand side of the towers to the left when he's doing it. He's got a camera in the car, so as he's driving past, he videos, I think it's a video, but Sammy drives past the towers, and they're claiming that there should be more parallax between the tower, the beams of the towers.
Relative to the bird? Like how much the background building should move?
Well, yeah, that's one part. They're saying that, first of all, they said there was no parallax in the towers. Then they said there is parallax, but not very much.
The problem is that each time they come up with a objection, it gets answered, so they move on to the next one, and it's like a non-stop.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, a week and a half.
It's been like a month of objections that have been answered one after another, after another, after another, after another, until like they've all been answered, and then they have to say it's fake, and then they have to say there's no parallax, and people show them there's parallax. And it's just ridiculous, really. He's making himself look silly, is really what it comes down to.
I mean, they made a video saying it was electricity that was causing the chaos.
Right, and that was debunked, and we moved on to something else.
It's ridiculous. And that was their fucking, reveal video. We've sussed out, and we're gonna release another new video tomorrow explaining how electricity does this.
once you
And did they fuck release a video? They just moved on to the next ridiculous claim.
Well, I guess
Next they'd be saying the fucking bird ain't got enough feathers or
I don't know if
something.
it's a Ford Excursion or whatever. Stop.
I guess when appearing to be stupid is the only skill you've got, then that's all you can do. And
yeah, but it's incredibly funny watching people that don't know what they're doing or don't know what they're talking about trying to explain things. It's just so fucking funny.
But aren't there like other people who've also taken pictures of the lake and also shows the exact same thing that Soundly has done?
I mean, I think I've shown that.
Not exact same angle.
There's a flat earther that actually put out a video with a P900, or at least he claims it's a P900 in the description. But if you look at the video, the same curve is there. And that guy's a flat earther, and that video came out before I started doing my stuff.
So yeah, apparently there's someone going on a bit later that's done the exact same thing that shows flat. So I suppose that's the second part of the shit parade.
Scaling the image, but it's
well, I've already analyzed that video. It's not actually flat. It's bowing. It's actually like the top and the bottom are both curving, like they're curving down. Like the top is curving down and the bottom is curving up. It actually looks like a gigantic mirage.
You don't need to know the
look at it.
So okay, is this
there's definitely like some serious atmospheric effects going on there. Whatever's going on in that picture, at best there's serious atmospheric effects. But I've had my suspicions that it's not real, but I'm not going to say that publicly because, well, are we online? Are we live right now?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Because I'm not making that an official statement, I should say. I've had my suspicions, but you know, I'm not going to say it's fake. I'm going to go out there and record it another day. And I mean, how many recordings do I have to have? And I've actually got a friend of mine that is a police officer, and he's going to bring me out there and let me set up my tripod on the emergency lane and take a photograph with no motion whatsoever, perfectly still, as zoomed in as I can. And I'm hoping by the time I do that, I can find my Schmidt Cassegrain and take a picture with my telescope. That's the goal. But basically what's going to end up happening is I'm going to keep going out there, I'm going to keep taking video, I'm going to keep taking pictures, I'm going to keep meeting all the objections until Anthony Riley has paint on his feet.
Right.
And that's all he's doing is motivating me to do it more. That's it. So if he wants to just look like an absolute buffoon more than he does already, then just keep doing the stupid shit, because I'll keep going out there and putting together even better and better pictures.
I mean, that's all he do. I don't know how he's like a bigger idiot than he does already, but he does find new and interesting ways to do that. So he gets credit for something.
But all I got to say is anybody that wants to meet me out there at any of these observation points, I'll be more than happy to meet you out there. Bring your own camera, bring your own gear, and you know, hey, you'll know who Soundly is. Of course, they already know who I am anyway, because I've doxed myself like 5 or 6 times. So
next time Wolf is flying from London to wherever you are, and I can hit your lift with him, I'll come and look.
There you go. There you go.
Don't expect me soon.
Anthony and I, when you came and debated us, and your
yeah, I'd love to shake Wolfie's hand in person. That'd be great.
And I think that. I think this is the line.
He's the one that got the ball like re-rolling. I got the ball rolling. He just made the ball bigger.
After this, and if you are, I want you to come on here and debate it with us live.
So what we need to do is we need to timestamp this in terms of So basically, when I'm
okay, they want someone on to debate them over Soundly's work.
Directly to that question.
If you're not going to renounce Soundly's work,
I mean, they won't let anybody on. They say that, but they're not actually going to let anybody on.
Debated us and you know, acted like we were complete fools and said we didn't understand parallax and didn't understand perspective and didn't understand this and that. That you owe us an apology, and you owe us, and you got to distance yourself from Soundly, and that this is your credibility on the line now, pal. So if you're going to defend this, you better come on here and tell us why we're wrong about all this stuff, or you know, you can save yourself at this point.
Just before we disperse, Pete Shea says there is a subtle but definite change in the angle of the ventilators.
I'm looking at
I think
Anthony in the side chat. Anyone who's
all right, do you want to focus and concentrate
supports
on
you
the
and calls
ventilator?
Anthony an idiot is getting banned.
I know that happens every time.
Soundly is a fraud, dude. The evidence is overwhelming.
They have yet to provide any evidence. They say that over and over again because it's a propaganda technique, and that's what they do. They just propagandize. They keep saying a lie over and over again until their minions believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But they've never once debunked me. Because you can't debunk reality. It's photographs. It's videos. What is there to debunk? I mean, it's not like I'm doing some math problem and I got something wrong. I'm taking a damn picture.
Correction.
Let's just see if this
fake
is
CGI photographs.
Oh no, I must have. Oh, I've accidentally rotated
fake
this image.
CGI photographs.
Because you can see, look at that line now.
I am a CGI expert.
Yeah, see that? I don't know when that happened.
I can produce more CGI than Hollywood can in a year.
I'm not going to concede the point, but I think he's accidentally tilted the image.
No, look, I definitely accidentally tilted the image.
That should be something.
Because look at that.
That's a good thing,
Andrew, you are joined.
There's a lot of money in that.
There would be some serious money in that if I could do it that quick.
If you want to rewind this video, I already did
this comparison. You know what Anthony was getting at you earlier? He was saying that you're a fraud, you're lying, and he can tell because it says on your profile picture that you're a shill. So why wouldn't he be skeptical?
Yeah, I heard him say that. That's hilarious.
You know, there's plenty of examples that will show that that's the truth. Okay, there we go. Stop the screen sharing now.
Yeah, you can get. All right, stop screen sharing. Right. So stop presenting. Right. So at this point,
I wish I was a shield, man.
Andrew, can you do a mic check?
I wish NASA would pay me some money to do this.
Right.
I'd take it.
Oh yeah, check.
No doubt about
it. We hear you loud and clear.
Get paid.
Right.
Do you want to introduce yourself? I mean,
get paid
I got in touch with
you.
Oh, it's
a
guest.
ago.
I've
never spoken to you before.
Absolutely.
I've seen some of your videos on YouTube. And the reason why I've got you in here
so any
is because
NASA
you've got some
people
really
out
good
there
evidence.
that are listening.
Nobody's seen it. You've got such a small amount of views on it.
I'm
and
accepting
it's mainly
offers.
for exposure, but it's also because you've actually been to Pontchartrain. You've took some photos and videos, and you've got views on Soundly's images based on the videos that you've got on your channel. And really, I had to get you on because you deserve more reach so that people can see your videos. But just tell us a little bit about you and where you fit into all this.
Yeah, it's that Andrew John.
Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate the chance to get a little bit more exposure. I think some of my observations will help people, just think a little bit more analytically about what's going on over the lake, especially when you compare it with other shots.
All right. Well, let me put some words. Let me put some words. Let me put some words into your mouth and correct me if I get this wrong, but it would appear that at least 2 to 3 months ago you'd done some Pontchartrain footage, and since then Soundly's done his. Is that right?
Right. I was making footage. I started. I really didn't get into Flat Earth. It was, I guess, probably over about 2.5 years that it really, a couple years ago, and for multiple reasons, I didn't want to really, it seemed like a big distraction. So a few months ago, I started looking into it again, and I got a camera, started making some observations. Probably about a month or so after that, I discovered Soundly's videos, and it just seemed kind of, well, I saw a lot of distortion in his.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll come to that.
Posted.
We'll come to Soundly in a minute. But what I'll do is with people in the chat, I'll put a link to his thingy in a bit. So make sure you like a couple of his videos and sub to him.
As far as I know, he's
got a lot of stuff that's basically putting Soundly into context. And maybe I don't know if you can see the chat, Andrew, but if you want, I'll tell you what, I'll find it. I'll find it and link you. So it'll take me a second because he's on my favorites. But how did you? So basically, it's right to say that you did your Pontchartrain before Soundly, right?
I think they were. It's hard to say. I'd have to go back and review it, but I think he'd put some stuff up before me.
Oh, right, okay.
Not
this
a whole lot,
expert, isn't he?
And I put, when I did my stuff, it was independent. I wasn't really looking at anything else locally except for Flat Earth Meme Farm. But he was under a screen named David Ray at the time, and he changed it later. But if you look at his stuff, he's got more observations from further back than even Soundly, you know.
All right.
And they're better than mine. So.
All right. So if it's all
not
right,
as numerous over the lake, but.
If it's okay with you, I'd like to share some of your footage that you've got on your channel so that people can see it.
Sure. Yes. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
Bear with me one sec while I share my screen and then move things out of the way.
Right now, for some reason, I don't see any screen shares, or I'm in the control room, but it says there was an error. So I don't know. I've done a hangout before, so I don't know if I'm not.
We can hear you. I mean, his pictures seem to be showing as much curvature.
What I'll do is
I don't know what.
So you should see my screen now. Can you see my screen, Andrew?
No, I can't see your screen.
Do you have the chat?
Andrew,
like, what do you see on your screen?
I see control room. There was an error while loading your app.
Let me see if I can't put a link into the chat.
And then I see the two thumbnails at the bottom, mine and yours.
So
the group chat on the right.
On the thumbnail for mine, do you not? If you click on my thumbnail, do you not see my screen that you're now looking at?
I'll put a link out in the YouTube chat.
Because I'm presenting my screen, you should see it.
Yeah, I see Anthony. I see a black square though. I see Nummy Num.
Nummy, do you see my screen?
Yes, I see it.
Right. So for some reason, Andrew can't see my screen, which is going to be a pain because I want you to look at.
Maybe if I get out of. And join again. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, end the call and then just press the red receiver and then rejoin on that link.
And maybe I'll take this opportunity then to also, I was calling out Geo Streber to amend his position on Soundly's stuff, and I'm also going to call out Mick West because he's retweeted some of Soundly's footage, and he seems to have lent his support to that as being evidence of the Earth's curvature, and since it's been revealed to be fake, I'd like to, I would hope that if Mick West has any intellectual honesty, that he'll confirm that that's true.
Right, Moto Kid 600. Whilst we're waiting for him to come back in, I'll address your comment. They don't want to go out and do their own observations elsewhere. Anthony here would have his own footage to compare it to. Well, bear in mind I'm in the UK and I'm about 4,000 miles away, and I've only come across Soundly's work in the last month.
That last video
it's not reasonable
that
to
he did, how does refraction work? I mean, if you
and even if I did have my own
look at the footage itself and not
any event, so the value of me getting my own footage wouldn't be of any good at all because it's me.
The sun setting behind
the
bridge.
We proved that Soundly's footage is fake, so I don't even know what that's a non sequitur.
I can only assume that Moto Kid 600 was not in for the beginning of the chat because he's presumably not seen all the evidence against the sincerity and the genuine
observations whenever everything clears up a little bit.
Yeah,
right now we got so much heat turbines.
He's buried Soundly fully.
It's hard to get any clearer, especially
right. Is Andrew back in yet?
900. It's just like zooming in on.
Is Andrew back in yet?
Heat waves is all I'm doing.
Looks like it. Yeah.
You there, Andrew?
Okay, so I'm back in. I can see your face.
3D crazy.
Your thumbnail is there's a black square
with your naked eye. You can see the transmission lines with your naked eye for sure.
Yeah, I'm on Chrome.
No way! You should be seeing my screen.
The bridge is not so much. It's hard to see with naked eye.
Can you put the YouTube on and press mute?
I think you're seeing it, but.
It'll be 10 seconds behind, won't it?
Transmission lines, you can see it.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not experienced
with your naked eye.
It's just
right, Imric says, as Nummy watched Soundly's video where the birds are moving, ducking their heads and sitting in a nest. That doesn't prove rotation. That proves animation. So the animation may well be genuine.
That's what this past weekend I was like super busy.
A number of different angles, and that's also a non sequitur.
But I was happy to see
it's done.
there are other guys out there kind of picking up the ball and running with it.
Just stop.
And honestly,
don't bother.
What I'd really like to do is just
Andrew
find a bunch of places that potentially you can see something like the transmission lines or the causeway.
It's unfortunate.
And just have everybody worldwide go do it, right? I mean, that's what we should be doing.
Let me know the minute he comes back in because I need to speak to him.
Filling
up and also about just the way that this debate has gone regarding Soundly's work. I'd like to say that
some mistakes. We've made a couple of mistakes here and there, and the people debating against us, like GeoStreamer, have made some mistakes here and there. But what really matters is that we prove that this stuff is fake.
Yeah,
I know for a fact that there are vulnerable people, and I know some of those vulnerable people that will fall for this stuff.
Of trying
I kind of feel like there has to be someone on the other side of the fence and saying the truth.
There's nothing for us to be ashamed of.
Otherwise, they'll get propaganda.
Any errors that we've made, the errors we have made have been very close, and in the end, we've come through and shown what we initially asserted, that some of this stuff is definitely fake.
Yeah,
100%.
Come between them and then
I have shown absolute proof of it. There's no other way to look at it now for any intellectually honest individual.
Right, Imric says, but if the birds are moving in a video, why would the still photos need to be moving? Doesn't obvious movement override still images?
Well, we're not talking about that video. We're talking about the videos that we critiqued and looked at and proved were fakes.
No, he's on about the birds moving in the... But that, again, like I say, Imric, that shows animation. That does not show rotation.
Well,
so we could do an analysis based on the lack of rotation of the animation. But you would presumably accept that the animation of the birds indicates that it's real. But if the birds are not rotating while they're animated, and unfortunately it's not rotation, it's just animation on a flat
image. A lot of people are
and that's far from the only problem. I mean, there's the miscolored building, there's the perspective issues, there's the bird angle thing, there's the fact that you can't find a vantage point for that photograph. There's a whole pile of stuff. And, I think Anthony and I will make a summary video where we'll make a convenient package that presents all of the best arguments about this for easy consumption on YouTube later on, and then that can just stand as the record of what's been discovered.
They have all turned against him only because he says that he supports
his live video shows the bird moving. Have you addressed this? No. But if you were to
address
it
again,
I would make the point that it doesn't prove anything because it's showing that an animation is not rotation.
It's a different video.
It is a different video. So
we're not talking about that video. We're talking about the ones that we showed were fake.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make them turn against each other.
To try to
you
support the
idea that the Earth is curved.
He's not credible anymore. He's a liar.
He's eviscerated a few times.
May as well just throw away everything that he has ever done or will ever do at this point.
Because at the end of the day, if you can show that something's fake, it's fake.
This is what journalism
says. And it shows the motive of the person who's doing it. His motive is to deceive.
How dumb I am, how much I'm lying, and all the other baseless lies and accusations.
Not us flat earthers.
Journalism,
of course, we don't believe
flat Earth.
shitty CGI images because we're not stuck in this confirmation bias loop. But it's really you guys. It's really you globers and globe trolls that have been really fucked over by this guy. You guys should know.
Is he back in yet?
Taking this guy to account.
Is he back in yet?
Yeah.
Can you see? Can you see?
No, I still can't see it. I don't know what. There's something buggy with either Chrome. No, I still can't see it. I don't know what. There's something buggy with either Chrome or something here. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Safari.
See the YouTube fix it. No, I'm on Chrome. See the YouTube video without sound. So, on there, and it's the Soundly video. The big problem I had is that the Soundly video. The big problem I had is that both apparent cameras that he's using. Because he started off with a Rebel TI-5, I think, and then apparently he switched to a P900. But you see the same. I'm not sure if he's picking days where there's a lot of obvious weather.
It's
refraction. No, I thought about that too, but I haven't analyzed the videos to the point where.
It's just a joke, man. It's just a joke. Did you watch the hangout we just did?
I watched the 30-minute video that Anthony put up a few days ago.
Oh, what's hilarious is that I've been out in one of the very first objections was. You only did it on a certain day when there was a bunch of refraction. So I went out and made an assertive effort to go out when it was raining, when it was cloudy, went out at night. I did all kinds of different scenarios to try, and I went out in the morning, at night, in the evening. I mean, I just mixed the weather up any kind of way I could to just prove that it's not just one particular thing. And here they are talking about that very first objection. Dear Lord, get caught up on the context, guys. There's like 40 videos out there now or something like that. I've lost count. There's so many. It's just shit ton. And 2 Google Drive folders, 3 Google Drive folders. I mean, feel free to stop looking like an idiot at any time.
Difficult to understand. It just gets into a convoluted, but it led me. It was the clue, provided me with the clues to find things that are more easy to see and understand. And but I think that Anthony and I are going to make a video where I also did show. I think that I have a good idea of how the videos were made, and we're going to probably try to do a video that just summarizes the arguments and talks a little bit about the methods and techniques.
That's great, because we need some people with technical know-how, the technical savvy to be able to blow this up.
Is anybody looking at Rant's comments? He's jealous of this guy, I think.
I didn't see. I hadn't been watching.
Yeah, someone should be live sharing the video.
Yeah, I don't know. That's no idea how to do it. Ranty is Lily's boyfriend, isn't he? There's something going on there.
Wait, we should be doing what? What do you want to
do? No, I said Ranty Rant. I think he's got something about Lily. I think he's kind of in love with him. He's quite funny, actually, because he goes on about how he's been painting and decorating houses outside and he's never got sunburn before. And yet I have a friend who actually does do that. And at this moment in time, and the weather's not been that brilliant in this country, but we have had a lot of sun. My friend is as brown as a nut. You look at Ranty after his, when he was showing off his sunburn, I mean, his freckles are on a white background with an overlay of red sunburn. Like, that guy's been out in the sun for more than 30 minutes this year. I mean, they just...
I know, it's just so ridiculous, isn't it? That he works outside all the time, he reckon, 5 days a week. Yeah. Well,
yeah, and his skin's as white as a fucking baby's arse, isn't it?
No, I'm browner than he is, and I work in a car every day.
I know. Just a liar. They just lie. I mean, that's all they do. I mean, you can't argue with a liar. You can point out their lies, but they'll never accept it. And that's all you can do is point and laugh. That's all there is.
I know, I had a go at this guy last night. This, I think he's called something like JM Truth. He's like a Jewish guy.
Right.
And he was looking at Soundly's image, and he's going, oh, he's got a bachelor's degree in filmmaking, and he's got 20 years as a filmmaker, and he looks at the video and he goes, yes, I can see this is an effect of the lens. He's going like this. So I called him out in the chat. I said, you liar. And eventually they invited me in, and I called him a liar again. And eventually they kicked me out.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do with a liar, is it? It's someone who keeps trying to dox.
Well, that's it. I mean, they said, oh, I was talking over him and stuff like they always fucking do. But, I mean, they were talking over me. And, at the end of the day, what they always seem to forget in these situations is if he was lying, which I'm 99.9% certain he was, even more certain when I got his reaction to it, that, I find that insulting when someone's just bullshitting and you know that they're bullshitting and they try and, like Flat Earthers often do, invoke their Photoshop superpowers. I know, I've got this, because of my experience, I can see things that other people can't see in an image or whatever.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Black band where
Jeremy.
Yeah. And the pylons in, right?
Whoever this guy is this Anthony or Andrew still talking?
I think so, yeah.
You see that right there that he's talking about? That's part of the bascule. It sticks out in the water perpendicular to the bridge, and he's thinking that that's the bridge.
Oh, right.
Oh, dude. You know, you should screen share that so we can debunk him while he's talking.
Oh, should I? Can somebody screen share it?
Yeah, I could just screen share. Oh no, it's all very complicated with this fucking thing.
I don't think it's what I think is
if I do it, I won't be able to fucking turn the fucker off.
Canon rental, and he's got a telescope attachment. That's what I think.
Hang on,
because you see the same distortion.
Henrik has pointed out that there's something, you know, there are things that come out of the side of the bridge.
I can do it from within the hangout, I think, can't I? Yeah, I can still do that.
Do you want to make that screen full screen? That image?
You know what? I wish there was a way that I could show the video and also show the picture that he's talking about.
Right, well, I've got the... I should be streaming... oh, no, I need to present. Hang on.
12 mile markers, you know, basically of that bridge.
All right, hold on.
You know, on top of the horizon. On top
so
of the
now they
horizon.
should see the video at least.
Yep.
Okay. I'm having a hard time like leaving their volume on while I'm also talking to y'all. So
right, yeah, it's hard to do this.
If somebody can just can just kind of let me know what they're talking about, I can kind of put it with the picture.
I'm just about to get it on the TV, so at least I'll have it on a source that isn't running through OBS then. I can find the damn thing.
Yeah, there's that Cat Earth guy in the chat. He was on ED a few days ago trying to make out he was like some kind of expert filmmaker.
They always do. Dredd does it. That Jimbo used to do it. I've come across it so many times that I've got years of experience in Photoshop.
Yeah, then he made the mistake of pronouncing evolution in the proper English fashion. So Adblocker jumped on him because I happened to point out that actually evolution is the correct way to pronounce it, not evolution.
Right.
Adblocker turned on me, so I'm kind of done with ED now. It's just tedious.
Yeah, Adblocker was being all weird with me the other night. Well, you saw, didn't you?
I don't know I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes he can be alright. Other times he's really fucking weird. I just got no time for it. Nothing happens over there now, and anyone who comes in, they just kind of jump on them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I didn't like. They seemed to just, you know, they were just banning everyone, and that's kind of what I don't really like. And it always seemed, you know, it just seemed like people weren't that keen on actually having a conversation with anyone that disagreed with them, and that's kind of what I like doing. But I understand it's not for everyone, so.
No, I mean, I took, I keep calling her Barbie over there when she was first experiencing her doubts, and they were all being pretty mean, really. It's only the fact that she seems to be quite resilient to that kind of thing that. But you know, I thought she was being genuinely dubious.
She's always been pretty genuine as Barbie, I think. I've had some good conversations with her.
I like her. I think she's all right. You know.
Right.
I mean, I said to her face, she's not the smartest person in the room, but she's genuinely inquisitive. You know, she's asking real questions,
right,
and not expecting to hear a certain answer, which is, you know. But they were pretty mean to her for quite a while.
Right. But she went out and got herself a telescope, and.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not a flat earther anymore, and she's happy to admit. And the flat Earth people were even nastier to her.
Right. Yeah.
Present me real quick.
Hey, I don't know, can I see it?
Where's the hangout thingy?
Yeah, it's out there on the YouTube screen. Or is it?
Stop.
Yeah, it is.
Soundly present. Yeah. Now you're there. You presented.
There you go. There's the photo. Not taken with the Canon. Taken.
No, you're not again.
P900. And coordinates. There you go.
Well, that's flat as anything, doesn't it?
There you go. Yeah, flat as a pancake.
Flat as a big
basketball.
Basketball.
And this is the bascule. There's actually a really good. Let's see. It's train causeway bascule. Let's see if I can find the page right away here. There's all types of information. Let's see here. Is it? Yeah, here you go. Horizontal clearance of it shows you where the bascules are, southbound lane, where they're located. So it's like there's a fixed marine hump at 4 miles, 12 miles, and 20 miles, and the 0 mile is on the New Orleans side. And then there's a south submarine span, the 8 mile marker. Wait, is that the bascule? No, here's the bascule. The bascule's at the 16 mile marker. Anyway, there you go. All you got to do is a quick Google search and find out all the stats they want to know about it. The other day they were struggling with finding one of the marine humps, the 4 mile marine hump. They couldn't figure out where it was or what it was. And after they saw it, they wanted to say it wasn't there. That's utter nonsense, these people. I mean, I just have a shit ton of photos showing curvature. Are they going to debunk all of them, or are they just going to stick to one?
Yeah.
I mean, here's another one. There it is. Look at the high water line right here. Curving.
Yeah.
Look at the water line curving.
How do you get that curve with compositing again?
How do I get what?
The curve with your compositing.
I don't know.
I don't know how you do. How would you get a curve with compositing?
I mean,
it doesn't. I mean, there's nothing you could show them. Nothing.
It's just become a joke. It's just like a soap opera. It's hilarious.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that some of them are genuinely just trolls. You know, their idea of fun of the night is to see how many people they can get a rise out of by pretending the Earth is flat.
Anyway, I've got to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, thanks for hanging around.
Yep.
Us losers.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, see you.
I'm laughing. Later.
Peace.
Right, what are we going to talk about now then?
Sorry?
What are we going to talk about now?
Someone should screen share Anthony's video, and we can debunk it live as it's happening.
I'm on an iPad, so it won't be me. It has to be Jem, I suppose. I think he's eating.
No, I see.
Anyone got a guitar or a piano they can play and sing a song?
Nah, I'm not.
I'm good.
See that?
Yeah.
It's refracted out of view.
Now, old note.
Here, you can see that it's completely straight. You can see it all the way up to the second.
Well, old note.
The second marine span here. You see that? All the way up to the second. Huh?
Yeah. Old note.
So what we're seeing is convergence here. We're seeing these lines converge. I don't see any curve here. I mean, I honestly don't. Huh? There's this bend right here. So what we're seeing is convergence, not continuous. It's not a continuous bridge. There's this hump here. So this line is a little bit different than this line, but they're straight.
Right.
You see that?
Yeah. Go back to your video.
It don't work.
Oh yeah.
I used to be able to do it so I could have it in full screen.
What's the resolution of that video?
I could move the window around.
I don't know, but I think
it doesn't work.
Well, I put it through video editor, just compressed it a little bit.
Can I see that?
I can put up on YouTube, or I can put up on Dropbox.
Can I see raw video? Soundly Rebuked #2. I'm interested in that one.
Where's that?
Curved Water, Soundly Rebuked #2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are there any flat tards that would like to join?
So yeah, this is the same spot that the Soundly showed. I've got a little closer to the water than he is, though.
Probably Chair 14 might want to join.
I just sort of was
I don't think he's a flat earther.
No, he is. He's a flat earther.
It's completely different. I don't see how he's getting it. He's either got some messed up settings and picking days when it's just low visibility.
I think that
they're doing something wrong. And I see angles here.
I showed that he was using computer graphics as well. But what was the point of this this particular video, Andrew? It's a comparison with Sandy's similar video. Yeah, because this one shows it to be dead flat.
Because the comparison of not a no freaking I have to find it. It's in one of those and like here. You see that from the thumbnail? It's just garbage.
Yeah, I agree. The way that he's presenting that in his videos is not.
Did we lose someone?
Real life. I just haven't. Obviously, I'm in.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's completely
Soundly went off.
What I would like to say though is that
I don't think
that it's a matter of choosing days which
And Survivor.
Not really a lot point being here, is
it's manipulated. I mean, I think I've explained that in a bunch of cases, but I think I don't think that you could pick. I don't think that would be a
oh wait, he said he was BRB.
show that effect.
Alright.
I've told it before.
So we need to either stream it or do something, because else it's just nothing.
It's just really dumb. They're just saying, oh, it's CGI, it's this, it's that. It's really dumb.
Oh yeah, come in, test.
Because you just get a lot of atmospheric effects.
Yeah, come in. Does someone add test vision?
I'm not going to get that.
Unless
it's pouring down rain.
Well, that was because when we were looking at these videos
How do I do
earlier,
that?
I showed that.
Well, if you don't know, then the answer to the question is no.
Okay.
Andrew. This is really kind of moving not at a good pace here. That was frustrating.
Yeah, what icons you got, Jim? I found a test vision.
Yeah, it looks different though, doesn't it?
Yeah, let me check what icons you got.
Yeah. Right, if I put
Can you give us your email, mate? And
if I put Nummy Num's picture on, do you see
what? Cigar face?
Yeah, it looks different now, doesn't it?
Oh, I'll stick it. You know where I'll stick it. Hang on.
In the middle of your screen.
You remember yeah.
You do.
The dribble?
The thing with buck teeth, do you see that?
Yeah.
Right, so you should be. So why is he not seeing me then? Is it because?
Alright, well, all I see is a picture. Yeah.
Maybe we should wrap this up. I mean, if it's not working out right now, just to keep this video at a. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Andrew's not going to be able to see this, but I wanted to show. Right, what I'm going to do. I'm not going to wrap it yet because I want to show the people that are watching some more footage. Maybe you should play his videos instead.
What up, nigga?
Yeah.
What up, nigga?
The only trouble with that. Oh shit. The only trouble with that is.
Yo, what up, nigga?
What was I going to say? The only trouble with that is. He can't see them, and I really wanted him to see. It doesn't matter. What we'll do is the show.
Hey man, welcome.
What up, man?
Is this nigga eating donuts and shit?
Yeah, man, we got a donut party.
Is it donut time, nigga? Is that what it is? Donut time? Is it motherfucking donuts in the motherfucking paddling pool time? Fucking donuts in the motherfucking bathtub time, nigga?
Sounds good to me, Shroom.
Yeah, it's Anthony Riley time.
Yeah, Anthony Riley in the hot tub. Shit. Oh my god, I don't know. I'm drunk, man. Shit. That's funny as fuck, but this shit, man. What the fuck? Fucking hot tub, nigga. Yo, we live and shit, obviously.
Yeah, we're live.
Sorry, we're not being very entertaining. The idea was to stream Anthony Riley and debunk him as we go, but I couldn't really find the correct way to do that, and people were annoyed by him, so I turned him off.
Was he on the show and shit? Was he on the show?
No, I haven't been on it.
They call to invite people in, but then they also don't want people in, so...
Right.
Well, I don't really see where they're going by showing lots of videos with curvature on them.
I know. This is it. Every time they show something with curve in it. That idiot Nummy is going, oh, it's over. It's over. We've proven that it's CGI. You know, are you fucking kidding? What fucking planet do you live on, you fucking nut job? All you've proven is that you're a fucking idiot.
They don't live on a planet.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. It's over, he's going. I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, man, I pressed the wrong button or something.
Yo, nigga, man, you don't want to be pressing the wrong button.
Press the wrong button. I think I must have pressed the wrong button. I was turning a fucking flat earth or something. I mean, I don't know.
It's a fucking nigger button, man. It's a nigger button.
I pressed the wrong button once and blew up a small part of Japan.
Then you press that nigger button as well, Ramsey.
The last thing you want to do is press the nigger button, man.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Have you got them fat mics on or you got them skinny mics on?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't quite work it out. I've got the nigger mic on.
He's got the pie mic.
Yo, nigger, man. You want to buy some crack, nigger?
Yo! Yeah, you got a nigger mic. That shit funny.
It's a family show, man.
Yeah, it's a family nigger show, man.
Oh, it's a family show, man. Come on.
It's definitely not a family show, okay?
Okay.
That's definitely not what it is.
Yeah, and we're not racist because we're saying nigger with an A, not with the ER.
If anyone is offended by anything we say, they need to go away.
It's a family nigga show. That's what it is.
Yeah, if anyone's offended, get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, because we intend to be offensive. So there's little point in complaining about what we're, us doing what we're setting out to do.
It's either us fucking saying nigger or the show's going to be silent.
That's going to be it.
Yeah, that's it. Two choices.
Hold on, just let me just point out that the nigger we are using is the one with the A.
Yeah, of course. Man.
Yeah, we're not saying nigger with the A. Do you know what nigger means? Nigger means like never ignorant of getting your goals accomplished. You know what I'm saying? That's what a nigga means. That's what nigga means, nigga.
I thought
never ignorant of getting your motherfucking goals accomplished, nigga. Nigga. Hey, yo, listen. You know what it means if you're a motherfucking hip nigga? It means you're a positive, intellectual, motivated person. You know what I'm saying? A positive. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm a pimp nigga. I'm a positive, intellectual, motivated person up in this motherfucker. Never get my motherfucking goals accomplished. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying up in this nigga shit. I'm gonna do far, nigga.
You heard it here first.
Excuse me.
So yeah, are we still listening to Anthony Riley or?
Yeah, well, I can put him on my telly, and you can
on the telly.
Put him on your individual devices.
Okay. We're going to watch. I don't know. Should we watch Anthony Riley because it's just boring?
I quite like watching this idiocy for a little longer at least.
In detail, and then the other one that was good was this one. The water line.
I made some good points on the that one.
Now when
the mile markers.
When he zooms in, look how. Do you see how you don't see the cars? The
Patricia Stay's on.
Yeah, on the
man, I thought you let these men.
Basically,
he's on this.
They look like they're gonna drive off the side.
Motherfucking nigga show.
So it looks to me like the cars are perfectly orientated the way that you would expect.
Man, turn that fucking nigga down, man.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you.
Make him on nigger
do you live in the
Make him on nigger ears, please, man.
You making his ear? No, listen. You're making his niggas ears skinny and shit. Know what I mean, making his ears skinny.
Andrew.
You're making his ears gonna die and shit. I mean,
Come on, man. Don't mention my weight, man. That's fucking rough. That's rough, man.
Yeah, I'm having bandwidth issues. I'm probably gonna drop.
How old is that nummy? Do you reckon?
Well, listen, Andrew. Just do us a favour.
No, fucking 11 if he's a day.
About 19.
It's not working for him.
19, is he?
Nigga. Num ass nigga.
Do you think there's any way you could
Num.
post?
That motherfucker like them.
There's
Like,
those posts that are sticking out of the water.
you got bum teeth. I mean.
Come on, man. I think we should drop the nigger and start picking on the eyes or something now. When we said nigger too.
Oh, we lost Mark.
You mean the mile markers?
Did someone fucking kick him?
Or maybe the iPad thing or the Apple thing.
There's 3 posts.
Oh, the nigger button, man.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Said I was removed from the call.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Did you fucking kick me, man?
Fucking Ray doing that.
Did you fucking kick me?
No, man. No, man. You and Mark dropped. I think it was the phones. Are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, man.
Yeah, it's that phone bug, you know, when all the phones drop.
I think we hit the nigger button, Ray, man.
We won't kick you, shoot me.
Now Ray is in character now. He's got the avatar to match.
Can you just pass me your view?
Yeah.
Look at the way this tripod's got this. I mean, the P900's quite a heavy camera for what it is. he's got this mounted on a board with some elastic bands or bungee cord things.
I've heard that also. I've never had one, but
can you see the screen now? This is the setup he's got. Can you see this?
What lie is he going to tell now?
Do you think that this is going to give that stable image that the Straff video is?
No, I made the same point in one of my other videos. I kind of laughed. I said he's making this video out of his car on the side. There's no way. I mean, there's no way he can get. So he's actually using the Nikon. Okay.
Is it remote control?
That's just. He's filmed himself doing it. How can you say there's no way?
10 or 20 miles an hour or something like that.
That's just idiotic.
That's a dummy camera. It's not a real camera.
You gotta be driving at least 60 across there.
That's a display model.
Yeah, but the thing is, that even if you're going slow,
doesn't he just stop and get out of the car?
Well,
isn't really about all this is that he's faking this stuff. So it's like this is all just a show. This isn't. There's no reason to assume any of this has any says anything about the reality of how he's filming his videos, right? Like, because we showed that he's using CGI.
Well,
there's no reason. No reason.
Recorded using that setup right now. Bear in mind, it's not supported.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to review that content before I can give it. But
well, just look at how stable this image is. I know it's been image stabilized by YouTube, and I know the camera's got digital stabilization, but the problem is there ain't no way that you're going to get this level of stability based on that camera set up that way, because the top of the camera.
I don't even use that stuff. If it's
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no way that you would get this. You'd have to be on a magic carpet flying by like Aladdin to get that. There is no way he's got that in a car on that thing that he says he has. No.
More
way,
just baseless assertions. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, because
there's no way you could have that. Based on what?
The thing is not solidly planted on the ground on the car.
And it's not even solidly supported at the top to negate, because it's effectively going to act like a rocking horse because it's not supported at the top. It's going to be, honestly, he needs to be called Aladdin from this point on.
Well, given that, but like I say, I calculated that he must have been driving. He would have had to have been driving really slow.
Yeah.
But so he won't make a statement on the. He hasn't made. I shouldn't say he won't, but he hasn't made a statement about the speed that he was driving. But there's just all kind. It's just a bunch of bullshit, really.
What I'll do is I'll stop sharing now so that I can ask Andrew questions and he can respond. One of the questions that I wanted to ask you was, what effect do you think that the rain? Because I noticed a lot of Soundy's footage appears to be done in the rain. Do you think the rain's relevant?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's not relevant?
Well, yeah, totally. Because you're going to get a washout at the end of the video. You're not going to be able to have. You're not going to have nearly the. You're going to get that cutoff effect.
Hold on a minute. I thought it was all CGI.
It doesn't matter. You're going to get a washout.
You can make it whatever you want it to be.
Atmosphere and haze and rain does. It washes stuff out. It cuts off your image.
Do you think that the rain may have any kind of bending light down kind of effect?
Sure. Yeah, that's what water does. It bends light. I mean, look at the videos I've been. On my last one, when you shoot over water, the light is refracted downward, and that's the common misconception. It's
But there's a big difference between.
Swallows is that the light is refracted upward over the horizon to where you see things, vertically lengthen, and you see more of what you're supposed to than is actually there, like a mirage. And that's what people have been, depending. That's what they get from these Earth curve calculators. That refraction acts that way when it acts the exact opposite.
There's a big difference between water vapor in the atmosphere and rain. It's like they're not really comparable effects. I don't think that you're going to get any kind of lensing or refraction from rain, like other than the increased humidity that might come from the rain, like melting as it hits. Vaporizing as it's traveling through the air and hitting the ground. But that rain is just going to block visibility, because it's not just, it's, when you have water vapor in the air is individual molecules that are dispersed as gas, throughout the air, whereas drops of water are, small bodies of liquid, and the effects, like it tends to absorb and diffuse the light. I think that's
right. It's going to cause almost like a pixelation effect, in your image.
Yeah, or it's
going to wash it out. Yeah.
Yeah, just basically like drops the distance that's visible, but it's not going to refract. Like, I don't think that rain is going to have any kind of coherent refractive property in the same way that, say, water vapor in the atmosphere will. I think there's a big distinction.
It might not be. I think it would be more noticeable with refraction.
With rain. Yeah, I don't think so. I think
honestly,
there's a big difference between gaseous and liquid water, and that's the operative difference in that case. Like that.
If you have a denser atmosphere as it pertains to water, you're going to get more stuff is going to be blocked. I mean, you're going to have a larger blockage. Think of it like a dithering,
Andrew,
you're familiar with video overlay and interlacing and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost the same
concept. What say, nigga?
Andrew. This is just a bit of a debate that's we're having about this, but I really, I could be wrong, but in my view, I don't see how rain is going to cause a coherent refraction pattern, because it's basically just blocking the light. In essence, it's not going to create water drops aren't going to create cleansing.
Right, the rain,
it's not coherent.
The rain may cause specular refraction. I don't know whether it does or not, but it could do. But Andrew, let me ask you. I'll tell you my views on Sandy, and you can tell me if you agree. I believe he's faked the evidence somehow. I don't know exactly how he's done it, but I don't believe that he actually took those images. I think that they've been created somehow. Would you agree?
I would agree there's been some manipulation. I'm not sure how far, because I'm not sure really. I can't say. I have to review the videos more, his content, and y'all's, because I haven't seen what he's done with the with proving that it's CGI. I'd really like to watch that stuff. But yeah, I think there's been some manipulation.
Yeah.
Or there's something he's not telling us. There's something,
maybe different in different.
Like I said, he needs to tell us what he's doing wrong. I think he's something wrong. That's where I would start. Okay.
He might be approaching the fakery differently in different videos, but I was able to kind of clearly define one angle of the fakery and demonstrate it. Like just one technique that he's using. I mean, I figure he's probably making use of different techniques, and maybe there is some real footage mixed in there as well. But
with what I've seen so far, I would bend to more towards he's using some kind of manipulative technique, and that's where I would stop right. At this point, with what I've seen so far.
Yeah, well, watch the hangout from today, because we clearly demonstrated that there's been two-dimensional photos that have been superimposed onto a three-dimensional, representation video mock-up. I'm not sure, like some kind of combination of elements there, but we showed that there was two-dimensional, non-rotating objects in a video that sweeps across these power lines.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do,
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Dr. Zach and Karen B already debunked soundly. Yeah, I'd agree with that. They did debunk it.
I mean, so many people have. So many people. I thought it was. He put up the Flat Earth Game Over video. It's just so ironic.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, that one shot that I showed you is Flat Earth Game Over right there.
Yeah.
I think he was really messing with his globers, though.
I mean, I'm already convinced. I don't need any other. I don't need any other observations to be convinced that we don't live on a spinning ball and there's no curvature. You know?
Yeah, but he's really
I'm not on the fence about anything. You know?
I feel his content is more aimed at globe earthers to help to reinforce their confirmation bias, basically, and that he's just using the flat Earth as a kind of to leverage keeping people deluded about the globe Earth, but that, you know, really now that it's been clearly demonstrated that he's faking his evidence, that it's like who should be more pissed off? Not the flat earthers, but the globe earthers, right? I mean,
oh yeah, I agree totally with that. People who want to stay deluded, they will remain deluded, you know?
Well, and you know, I'm not saying that people, I'm not claiming that yet, then I'm fine with that. But I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
But look, I just want to say one thing. But you know, my whole life since I was a kid, I've tried to self that we're moving. You know, I've looked up at the sky and thought, how come I don't see more stuff moving? It just does not line up, and I would try to trick my mind into thinking that we were spinning, you know?
Yeah. I just fully believed it.
Did you get that? Did you ever get that? Did you ever try to convince yourself that we're actually moving and spinning?
I just thought we were. I mean, I'm really new to this flat Earth thing, and like, I never felt any inclination to question.
I've doubted it. You know, my whole life, and but I just couldn't. It took a couple of years for me to make that leap. Yeah, they're lying to us. You know,
it never came. It never entered my mind as something that required me to question, I guess, until it was just presented that way. But one thing that always did strike me as seeming really off is the tidal locking of the moon. Like, long before I was a flat earther, I spent time trying to consider that. And one thing that I did find after researching the physics is that the explanation of tidal locking doesn't make sense within the logic of conventional physics and gravity. Like, you know, without rejecting the conventional physics domain, the tidal locking explanation actually doesn't make any sense, because gravity can't perform torques, basically. Like, gravitation supposedly draws objects together by their center of gravity. It can't pull one side of an object to get it rotating, and that's what's required for that tidal locking thing. And I was trying to understand that thing for so long. I was just like, why the fuck is the moon?
Yeah.
It would have to be that the rotation and the orbit are synced to like a microsecond. You know what I mean? Like, and I was just like, how could that possibly happen? It always was totally. I was always found that to be really problematic. But you know, when you're a globe earther, it's like, I was just like, geez, that's weird. But the first things that when I started considering flat Earth, I was like, oh, that, you know, because that thing was always like a scab in my mind that would get inflamed once in a while. I'd be like, geez, that really is not like, something's not right about this tidal locking thing.
Right.
But you know, there's
I think part of it. I mean, I grew up with.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just going to point out, I think part of it was growing up, I did have some exposure to, I mean, half of my family are Mennonites, so, and I grew up sort of around them in the summers, you know, like I would spend time with them, and
are Mennonites flat earthers?
So I got some sense a good understanding of the Bible. You know, they weren't flat earthers, but there were some of them that said, you know, the Bible says that up there that's water. You know, and I'm not, you know, so nobody actually said that's a fact. You know,
right?
But it made me think about stuff. You know, and it made me kind of. So I went through, you know, public schooling in Texas, and you know, I was kind of wondering a little bit, and it was always something that it was in the back of my mind. Well, how can I prove that this is wrong? Well, I really can't. You know, there's really no information out there, and it's just so, just the whole concept. It's inelegant. It's not efficient. I mean, it's just no way. I don't see how a creator. You know, I think it's just it's designed to.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think this whole construct is designed to hide the nature of our creator. You know.
Yeah, I was really
that's where, you know.
I was really seduced by the globe Earth thing. I mean, I don't know if seduced is the right word. I just, like, to me it seemed like a totally fine explanation up until it didn't. Like, I can't say that I can't honestly say I can remember ever feeling that didn't seem right or something to me until the last few months. Like, I don't know. In fact, the flat Earth stuff was knocking on my YouTube door for like a year, and I couldn't even be bothered to even look at it for the longest time.
How many times have we heard this story?
Didn't even seem. I was very.
I didn't bother with it, and then I tried to debunk it, and I couldn't.
So much more compelling and nuanced than I would have imagined. Like, I was really shocked, and
yeah.
But yeah, it's a really interesting subject actually, because it kind of forces you to engage with all of this science, and the science stuff has kind of gotten stale, right? I mean, like, it's just sort of things that are,
yeah,
you know, you consider
not a lot moving forward.
Yeah, or if you think, oh, this is well-known stuff, and in order to kind of be on the cutting edge of discovery of it, you have to, you know, endless amounts of complicated mathematics and things like that. It's just not very compelling to want to engage with it. But when you're challenging a model, it really makes you motivated to really understand what's happening around you and physically.
Right. What I want to do, guys, I want to wrap this up because I just want to play the final clip and then wrap it up.
Yeah.
So just make your final sentences, so I can wrap it up, and then we'll just stop the broadcast because I want it. Now's a good time. We've finished doing all the evidence I want to do. I just want it because I just don't want to get it snagged. That's all.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Numi,
I just appreciate you inviting me on here to, you know, get a little bit, you know, I guess get a little bit more information, get some exposure.
Keep in touch,
because I do have a low view count. I'm surprised at, you know.
Keep in touch, because I'll reference your videos in other chats as well to make sure that more flat earthers are aware that your videos exist, and then they can make their own analysis and their own conclusions based on your own videos. Numi, I'm satisfied that you've persuaded. I'm satisfied of the level of persuasion on the evidence that you presented tonight that he is doing something dodgy, and we don't necessarily have to know what, but them birds and them nests do not change.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I want to say to anyone out there listening, like, whether you're a globe earther or a flat earther, I think I know that I've definitely proven that some of these videos are fake, and I think that that's the only intellectually honest position to have at this point, and I would like to see the seemingly slightly more respectable people who have debated us take a position on that. Like I was saying earlier, Geo Streber. I'd like to think Geo Streber is an intellectually honest person and will point out wrongdoing when it's made clear, and not just make this into a us versus them, always support the Glober kind of issue, and this is really going to reveal who the trolls are and who the honest skeptics are, I think, and that's really what I was hoping to accomplish with doing this.
This is what gets me. This pigeon chess, you know, knocks down all the pieces and then struts around the board proclaiming victory. I mean, literally pigeon chess. Well, not literally, but how fucking sad are those fuckwits? Anyway, that's the end of them.
Yeah, he banned you as well, didn't he? Last
yeah,
knockings.
banned me, yeah.
Yeah, I was at school with a guy for pigeon chess. That's some weird fucking shit, that is, man.
No, pigeon chess.
Oh, we
said like playing chess with a pigeon.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Shitting on the board and that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they're slowly fucking getting it though, because a couple of them in the chat that are flatties were saying like you're being ridiculous. So hopefully, you know.
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, even fucking what's his name?
Ranty.
Yeah, even Ranty was telling him he was fucking wrong. What World was telling him he was wrong. Who else? I think there was another flat earther or two in there.
Yeah, but it's so funny though, Jim, because they keep putting Curve up on the fucking screen, don't they?
Right.
It's like they get a guy that's in the same place and taking the same pictures. He puts his video up on the screen and it's fucking curved.
But
that's what's so funny about it.
Right, but what gets me is that fucking nummy. What a, you know, people, if they're being intellectually honest, they'll accept I've proven it's CGI. I mean, what?
Yeah, nummy numbnuts ain't got a fucking clue, is he?
Deluded. He's got to be fucking hallucinating or something. He's mental.
The funny thing is, though, the way Anthony Riley builds these fucking hangouts up, you know, like, we're going to smash Soundy tonight to pieces, like, and every time he's doing a hangout, he's getting more and more detractors on his own side. So, he'll have another hangout in a couple of days. You know, you supposedly knocked him out with a fucking elbow. But he'll have a new hangout soon.
What, he's doing another one?
Well, he will do, won't he? Because he does it every time. He says, we're definitely going to debunk Soundly this time. He goes in there, he makes all these wild fucking assertions and claims about it's CGI, the film's faked, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple of days later, he says, right, we're going to debunk Soundly tonight. Well, I thought you debunked him 2 days ago.
Right.
You know, why do you keep having hangouts? If he's saying he's debunked all this and the globe is definitely not a globe, why do you keep coming on YouTube?
Beats me, mate. Anyway,
you know what I mean?
Shall we just end this for now?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
We might as well. Well, I mean, do you want to... Oh, well, hang on. Just let me end it, but don't go anywhere.
Right, yeah.
Hang on a minute. Let me... yeah, good night, everyone. I'm sorry the restreaming didn't work too well, but kind of got the idea. So, yeah, thanks, everyone, for coming. We'll be back at the weekend, no doubt, with some more Flat Earth piss-takey stuff. See you all then. Thanks for coming.